Zone Live. How are you guys? I do have some information on the Judoon. It was an article that was put out there. This is not from a source or anything, but I want to start off by saying I've just read some reports that Bradley Walsh has broken his back in 3 places. Apparently, if I'm getting this correct, it involved a bull. So I don't know whether he was bull riding or something when the accident happened. If that's the case, I would just like to say that I don't agree with the whole bull riding thing. If he was injured because of that, I'm being honest, this is going to come across as a bit cruel, but I will have no sympathy whatsoever. But I don't like seeing anybody being hurt. But if it's anything got to do with this bull riding, we will check that out. But I wanted to do, and I actually, just before I came on, I actually thought I had the right article, and I just realised just before I came on that I've actually got the bloody wrong article. So I'm going now to find the right article, because apparently Chris Chibnall is going to co-write this episode. Here it is. Here I have it. This article dropped. When did it drop? Hold on, the phone's still loading. I see people saying, hopefully he gets better soon. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't wish any ill will on anybody. But if he was bull riding, and I'm sorry, I'm against bull riding. Well then, you're taking risks anyway. But we will find out in anyway. I will do this article anyway. So here it is anyway. I found this article. This article was posted the 15th of January 2020 by Andrea Lafford. I think I've read a couple of her articles before, actually. And it says, filed under news, headline news spoilers. So, spoilers. So here we go. New information has come from the BBC One Doctor Who website, which indicates that Chris Chibnall co-wrote the 5th episode of Series 12, Fugitive of the Judoon, with Vinay Patel. This is a possible indication that Chris Chibnall's contribution to the episode has something to do with a major revelation as part of his overarching plan for the season. Jodie Whittaker mentioned that Chris Chibnall has a plan for Doctor Who during his time as showrunner while speaking in a cast panel at Paley Center in New York City on the 5th of January. And of course, we did actually do a video on that, and people were saying in the video, some people in the comments actually panicked and said, "Oh, I hope you haven't turned on us, Noel. Why are you sharing this?" I was just sharing the fact that she was in New York, and I was actually sharing the fact how the media actually write about her. They were more interested in her clothes and what she was wearing than actually talking about the series. And that's what I do here. Every time there's a serious build-up, especially since Jodie, I put those type of articles up just to kind of show you. And then when the Doctor is recast eventually, we can look back at those videos a few years from now and actually see the difference. So, I do a mix. Right, so let's see. We'll read the rest of this article, right? I was able to see the panel live streamed in an American theater, and I can exclusively share what Whittaker said. Now, these are the quotes from Whittaker herself. So I'm going to read it now. I think the beauty of Chris's writing is that nothing is an accident. So these things that maybe feel as if they were in an episode in episode 2 of season 11, and then forgot about where and then forgotten about weren't. Or that doesn't even make sense. And I'm reading that right. Hold on. I'll read that again. I think the beauty of Chris's writing is that nothing is an accident. So these things that maybe feel as if they were in an episode of Series 11 and then forgotten about weren't. Okay, that makes sense. And I think you don't necessarily always rush to get an answer. So it's not to say that you won't discover something, but it's not. You're not going to be denied. But the beauty of this show is that it goes on and on and on. And maybe some things a few are answered and maybe some things aren't. And I think that's why you've got to keep watching. And then she laughs, apparently. That's basically saying Chris Chibnall hasn't got a clue what he's doing. But, Doctor Who's on the TV for so long that, like, he'll fix it eventually. He's just winging it right now, but he will fix it. I remember there might be something in the Series 11. So basically, she's hinting that there might have been something in Series 11 that will be brought forward to Series 12. Now, I've also been told that this timeless child rubbish is gonna seep into Series 13. That we're not gonna get a resolution straight away. So maybe Chris Chibnall does need time to lay these tracks, but at the same time, he's actually destroying the show. She spoke again of Chris Chibnall's approach later in the panel. So again, Jodie Whittaker is actually being quoted here. And it says, it's that creation of having the freedom of the showrunner to bring your voice, your energy to something, give us our energies. And we're really lucky because we never feel shoehorned into a particular idea. There's always room for us to bring things, but we are lucky because we are looked after by Chibnall, who's the old school Whovian. So for him, all this has been plotted out. He has wanted to write this since he was a kid, so the choice of when and how, it isn't a manic decision. Right, so Chris Chibnall apparently has had this plan since he's a kid. Now, we know that he doesn't like old Doctor Who because he has criticised it. So, if he's waited since he's a kid, can we honestly say that this guy is a Whovian now? He's bitter. This guy is bitter. And whatever this grand old scheme and plan is, and some of us kind of know the direction he's going and we don't like it. If this is what he's going to do, he's not just going to alienate us. He's going to alienate a lot of other fans as well that come into this franchise. Trust me, he is reckless. So what could possibly be alleged revelation in the Fugitive of the Judoon? Right, let's see. First, there's obviously the mystery of the identity of the fugitive, the Judoon are hunting. The possible suspects, besides the Doctor and her companions, are popular. Her husband, Lee Clayton, who's played by Neil Stuckey, is it? And Ga Ridu Arye. These names are all seriously, man. The solution to the fugitive mystery could be written by either Vinay or Chris. Okay. So what is the part that Chris Chibnall might have penned? This is unintentional hint in a Twitter post, now deleted, of the crew member during director Nida Manzoor's filming block that possibly points to a revelation which includes an original design TARDIS interior. What could that mean? We have to wait and see. Did anybody screenshot that? Because I know Doctor Who fans are very clever. Did anybody by any chance screenshot that tweet. So yeah, Chris Chibnall apparently is going to write some part of this script. Rotten Tomatoes, by the way, someone sent me a photograph earlier. I got a couple of photographs by different people. Apparently, the audience score was at 0% at one stage, but it's actually at 16. And there's only 127 user ratings. Now, when I originally checked Rotten Tomatoes, there was 467 or something to that effect. There was. Oh, no, 492 or something. So they've gotten, Rotten Tomatoes are clearly getting rid of audience score. Now, before I go, because that was an article on that, I don't know what you guys actually think about Chris Chibnall and what his plan is. I see I did get a super chat. So Garbage says for £2 English pounds says Facebook, full nasty J-bots, poke them, they wake up. And thanks for that super chat, Garbage. So apparently, as I said just before, I was going to leave, but then I seen the headline, Bradley Walsh broke his back in 3 places. Apparently, he was riding a bull and he got flung off. So I actually, seriously, I have...
This is his first reality show with the son.
Yeah, so I've actually got little sympathy because I don't agree with the whole bull thing. So I'm sorry, I actually don't...
I'm sad he got hurt.
Yeah, I am sad he got hurt, but I'm not sad for the fact that he was on a bull. I'm sorry, but that just to me is animal cruelty. I'm not saying it's his fault. You know, he did it, but you know he suffered. Look, you suffer the consequences if you do those things. You know, and something happens. Some people are not going to have that much sympathy for you, but I do hope he is well enough to if he is staying for Series 13, I hope he is well enough to come back to work. But I wouldn't be doing that. I don't agree with it. So I think Gary actually put a comment up, didn't he, about what happened. So hold on, we'll check. Because I don't want to read out a whole article, because to be honest with you, it actually annoys me. You know, so there it is. So... Gary says, Daily Mail says he broke all 3 bones in his back while being flung from a bull at an American rodeo for the show Bradley and his son. Yeah, that's the show that they were actually photographed. Remember, they were in a different country and people were saying, well, how could Bradley Walsh be filming Doctor Who if he's in a different country? I think he was in Australia at the time. Look, personally speaking, I don't believe in all the bull rodeo and the bull fighting. I think it's cruel. I don't like horse racing either, and this country's big on horse racing. I just think it's cruel. I hope he does get well soon, but that's kind of annoyed me.
American rodeos are inhumane.
Yeah, it's kind of tainted my opinion of him. I'm sorry, but I just don't like bull riding. It's actually disgusting, if I'm honest. No, I'm not saying he deserved it. Nobody deserves to break 3 bones in their back, but I hope he's learned his lesson and doesn't get back up on a bull again, because that'll be just idiotic. Right, so guys, I'm gone. Obviously, I just wanted to do a short stream. Obviously, I don't stream today, but I thought the news was relevant. I'm back for a panel, obviously tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Back to the usual time slot. But before I go live, Not My Doctor Who is going to be doing their very first live stream. I think they're going live at 8 o'clock. Go over and check those guys out. Give them a sub and support their very first live stream. As we said, we need more voices in the Doctor Who community, so it's nice to see that there is more people out there actually starting to have discussions about the show and do reviews. So go and support those guys as well. Listen, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a nice have a nice evening wherever you are in the world, or a nice afternoon. And I will talk to you all on Friday. And I'm sure I'll have more articles before we go live tomorrow night. See you then. Bye.